Hey, I know I already made one video today, but there's one more thing I want to say that's kind of related to the video I just made, but kind of not. It doesn't have to necessarily apply to your relationship to people. And it is this, and I want you to think about this with your own life, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Here's what I have to say to you. And this occurred, I was just in the store, and I don't know why, I was walking out here, and I just had this thought, and I thought, I want to say this. It is okay to think about things differently. It's okay. It's not going to kill you. You won't die from it. Because I think it's so easy for all of us, and I've done it myself. You get stuck in a pattern of thinking. Whether it's about something in particular, someone in particular, you get stuck thinking about it the same way over and over and over. And it kind of paralyzes you because you can't look beyond that if all you do, in your mind, you just have this broken record running. Like, blood is thicker than water. Family matters more than anything. Well, it's okay to think about that differently. Just because you've always felt a certain way doesn't mean, number one, that you're right. And number two, it doesn't mean that you can't think of it another way. You can look at it completely differently. What if, and stop and think, if there is a belief that you hold near and dear to your heart, but in some way it is causing you pain and suffering, what if you thought about it another way? What if you're wrong? What if what you believe is not accurate? What if it's just flat out wrong? Maybe it's slightly wrong. What if you're wrong? What then? And it kind of causes your brain to, hang on a minute, what? Wrong? Wrong how? Maybe you need to think about it differently. And that's kind of what I had to do in my relationship with my mother. My relationship, because we had a relationship. We didn't have a relationship. She's my mom, I'm her daughter. That's about as far as it ever went. We lived in the same house for 17 years. She gave birth to me. She didn't starve me to death. I always had clothes to wear. It's always funny to me though when parents brag about that. They'll throw that at you. I kept a roof over your head. I kept you fed. You never went without. Those are all things an orphanage would do. It is not something you get to brag about. That is an aside though. I don't want to get out into that. You don't get to brag about stuff that you signed up to do when you had kids. That is no more than a damn orphanage would do for that child. So you don't get to brag about that. That is the bare ass minimum that you're supposed to do. If you're not willing to do that, don't have kids. Don't get pets either, because you're going to have to take care of them too. No living creature should have to suffer, because you are a slack ass. Be willing today and every day to think about things differently. Especially if there's something in your life that you want to change. First of all, change is hard. Change is not comfortable. It's not. If you want to change, you're probably going to have to sacrifice something, whether it's your time, your comfort. You're going to have to make a sacrifice, and you're going to have to make a change. Something about you has to change. And you need to also take accountability for things that are that you did. Your actions, your decisions, that was all me. I don't get to blame other people for problems that I know I created. And I have done that myself. I know in the past I had credit card debt. And if you know, it's a lot easier to rack up debt than it is to pay it off. Or if you're trying to lose weight or whatever, it's a lot easier and a lot more fun to gain it than to lose it. You are going to have to get uncomfortable, and you are going to have to take accountability for the fact that you got yourself there. Now, you may have extenuating circumstances or whatever, and I don't know what your situation is. This can apply to anything. But if you want to change, and I know this sounds like a t-shirt slogan, but if you want to change, You have to be willing to look at things differently than you have up to this point. You are going to have to change the way you look at stuff, and the way you perceive things and the way you interpret things is going to have to change. And nobody can do that for you. You're going to have to do this yourself. So, if you have been told all your life, or if you believed all of your life, family matters no matter what. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with believing that, but if you're in a situation where believing that, if you are stuck in a toxic, hostile, bad environment in your family, it may not be in your best interest to think that family matters more than anything, and then you have to just put up with whatever they throw at you, because family matters more than anything. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not. I'm a goober on the internet, as I always say. But what I would like you to do today is start looking at things differently. Be willing to listen to someone else's opinion on something. And really listen. Don't just listen to respond. I want you to really hear what they're saying. And consider it. Take a minute. Don't feel like you have to snap back right away. Sit and listen for a minute and think about it. And really consider the points that they are making. Because you may hear something that will spark something in your brain that goes, they do kind of have a point. They do kind of have a point. Maybe I've been looking at this all wrong. Maybe there's a better way to look at it or handle it or whatever. So I'm encouraging you today. This is just, I just had this thought. I just felt like I wanted to get on here really quick and say it. I encourage you today to take one thing that you believe and look at it another way. That's it. That's all I got. All right, I'm going home to put up my groceries. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.